Hey guys, I'm back. I am working on a couple different things right now. As some of you saw on the Facebook group, I had finished Lorenzo from Anima Tactics. And out of the 6 minis I have for that game, he is the only one I have able to get done. And that's not from lack of trying or anything, it's just I've had some other stuff going on, got some distractions. So I have 5 minis left to paint up. And my goal is to have these painted up by Sunday. So if I can get at least 4 of them done by Sunday, I'm going to be totally stoked and happy with myself. If not, I'm going to be really upset. I am still painting up minis for Saga. Well, I haven't even started painting those up, I'm going to be honest. I haven't been able to find the 25mm bases that I want to use. And everyone keeps telling me, you can use different size bases, you don't have to tie yourself to those. But you know what, I'm kind of married to the idea of 25mm bases. Like, I need to have 25mm bases in this game, or I'm not going to be happy. So, yeah, until I can get those 25mm bases, I am kind of stuck on a standstill. But no fear, Gabe and Daya, he does laser cutting. He's getting me some bases cut out of some wood, some MDF. So kudos to him and thank him for taking care of it and helping me out with that. So the other thing that I'm working on, I ordered some 30mm bases from Weird, and they're gonna get those in for me. I have a ton of soulstones left, so I'm just ordering bases and base inserts right now. So I've ordered another 4 boxes of bases of just the plain rounds so that I can get my British Rifleman based up and ready to go. My Zulu Warriors are all ready to go, and I kind of came up with a neat little reward system for myself. I am going to paint up 4 Zulu Warriors, and then I'm going to paint 1 Anima Tactics figure. So I gave myself a little reward system. If I can paint up 4 Zulu Warriors, I can treat myself to painting 1 Anima Tactics figure. Now, why is that a treat if I'm just painting one more thing? Because Anima Tactics minis, even for a pretty shitty painter like me, are really rewarding to paint because they're so detailed and so crisp, and they're fun to paint. I mean, you're not stuck to. Fortunately, I'm not buying them as factions or crews. I'm buying a couple minis here and there at a time. I am playing mostly dark. I think I'm playing Worcestershire. Warmenheimer. So I'm not tied to having to do like a theme. For most of my crews and factions, I paint them up as there's always one common color for all of them, or one common theme, so you know they all go together. When I did, whoa, something heavy just fell, and spooky. So yeah, so there's a common theme and stuff, so I don't really have to worry about that. Zulu Warriors have a lot of flexibility with them, so the only common thing they really have to have is the loincloth drape thingy in front of their crotches, and for the most part they're just a bunch of African dudes, so they don't really have to have very much common themality going on besides the skin colors, and it's just going to be various shades of brown. Some will be darker than others, some will be some will be pretty light, so that'll be pretty cool and pretty fun. I think it'll be a neat little reward system for myself. So before you guys get on me, oh Billy, but you haven't been painting anything, oh my god, you've just been so lazy. I have been working on a couple things for Blood Bowl. I ordered some Blood Bowl stuff a little while ago, a few months ago, and when I got my pitch in, I got these nifty little benches, and I thought to myself that it's kind of sad that I only have 3, so I went and made up 3 more. They're about the exact same size and height, and they're just for aesthetics purposes. They don't have to be totally functional. The minis aren't going to actually sit on them. They don't have to worry about comfort, but I made these up. I know what you're thinking now. He's been working on cutting wood and painting it brown. Yes, that's excellent. Yeah, pretty much. No, that's a bald-faced lie. What else have I been working on? Well, I'm glad you asked. I have been airbrushing, and I'm a really bad airbrusher. Like, like really bad. Like if they gave awards for airbrushing really badly, I would have them all. But I went ahead, and I don't know how well this is going to show up. I'm going to lift up the camera, guys, so bear with me if you get a little motion sickness, but this just for the lighting is kind of weird. But if you look, I kind of airbrushed this a little bit like stone. What I did is I started out with a black base coat, and then I did lighter and lighter shades of brown. Now, the mat that I'm using, the turf, I used silicone, and I used some... No, that's all I used was latex on some canvas, and I cut it to the appropriate width. Now, as you can see all the greens down here, all the different shadings and stuff, because I'm not a really good airbrusher, purely accidentally, I didn't shake the bottle up enough at one point before I put it inside of the airbrush, and I got all these crazy different shades of green by accident, which worked out for me. As you can see, there's a little bit of a red highlight in there. That's going to be where my casualties go. And I wanted it to look like there had been some carnage in there already. So I kind of went through and just threw a light little spraying of some red on a couple areas. And it's not really showing up too well here. But that's what I did. So this is my home dugout. And I thought that was kind of cool. Oh, for those of you that don't know, I made a Blood Bowl pitch using the same vinyl and silicone and stuff. And so this is the other one. This is the visitors. And you can see there's a little bit of difference. This one's just a touch darker. By touch, I mean a lot. And that was on purpose. I tried to give it a little bit of a... This was like experimenting. I tried to kind of overlay it with a little touch of green. Just a hint here and there. I also tried to spray a little bit of red in here. That doesn't show up quite as well as it does on the other one. But I like the way this came out. I mean, I am literally going to sit here and toot my own horn. This video, if you guys haven't figured out, is completely masturbatory, and then just I congratulate myself on all my happy accidents. So, yeah. So this is what I've been working on. I've been airbrushing and doing some stuff and working on some colors. So you don't think that I've completely dropped the ball and abandoned all my projects. One of the other things that I've been working on is board games. So, you know, we play board games with the group a lot. And I was at Comic Quest last night, and I picked up Boat Wars. Boats, aquabites, hovercrafts, and more. And as you can tell by the cover, it is a freaking... It's going to be a deadly game. It should be pretty exciting. It is a Steve Jackson game. It's been at CQ forever, and we always joked about buying it. And then, you know what, yesterday I said, I'm going to buy this game because it's freaking amazing. These are the components. These are your boats. Some big, some hovercrafty, some luxury liners, some fast. As you can see, there's sharks, diver tokens. There's little wave runner things. And look, there's all these sharks. You get hammerheads. And there's buoys, and there's a really giant shark there. He takes up almost all the card. Oh no! So it's going to be a fun game. It has say a little map component. Hopefully it'll be a fun game. If it's not, it's going on eBay anyway. So yeah, for those of you that don't know, I cleared all my stuff out of the house to work in the garage. Right now I have a fan on in here just for sound. It's kind of a cool day, but I like the hum of the fan, so I got that going on in the background. I was able to clear my stuff out. It was a pain in the butt for my wife because I would always have to move around where I was working on stuff depending on where the kids were, what they were doing, because they would get into stuff and eat the pieces. Not literally, but pieces would disappear and no one would know where they went. And then I would be stuck with a Keris with no wings. That's an old joke. So I got myself set up in the garage. It's fairly comfortable. On hot days, I just open up the big door and I get a breeze. I also get to watch people walk by and drive by. And my neighborhood's pretty quiet, but when people tend to drive by, it's a bit of a pain in the butt because I pick up all the traffic noise. But otherwise, I'm doing pretty good in here. I kind of like it. I've got shelves, I've got my paint table, I've got my airbrush station, so everything's good. So for those of you that are wondering, I picked up the cheapest airbrush I could on Amazon, the Master Airbrush. I know, I got a lot of advice where people were telling me, you have to buy this really expensive airbrush, it'll be amazing, and then if you're gonna do this, they'll sponsor you, and if you do that, they'll do this. And you know what, I'm not an airbrusher. I like doing it, but I'm not a good airbrusher, and it's not something I'm gonna invest a lot of money in or try to get for free. I like knowing that I got it myself and figured it out, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now. So I'm teaching myself to airbrush, and I had a lot of happy accidents, and I'm proud of where I've gotten with things. There you go, those masturbatory comments again. So, yeah. Let's see, what else have I got going on? I am a Looney Labs technician. For those of you that don't know, they make Flux, the card game and the board game, and a couple of other games. And they've been really great at helping me out with convention stuff right now. Since the convention year is winding down, I am getting ready to kind of just give them an end of the year or end of season report and see if maybe we can continue, you know, with their great support of me going to conventions and helping me out with things. So, yeah, it'll be good in that respect. I will continue to play in Her Majesty's name. Actually working on a video right now. I'm going to talk to some of the guys and see what they would like to see in it as far as list building or crew building for that game. Building your specific crew, what you need to do, thinking about the thematics and how it'll work into the fluff and how you can make it work into the history. So there's going to be that. So I have a lot of projects that I'm working on outside of this, and my gaming recently kind of took a hit in the wallet lately. My dog tore his ACL, or his cruciate, and that's not a cheap procedure to get fixed. I work in the animal field, and even that is not a guarantee that I'm going to get it done cheap. So I gotta kind of back off on what I'm spending on my gaming and deal with that first, because the dog needs his leg to function. He has his leg, it just doesn't work right. So I'm not really going to have a whole lot of new stuff for the next couple of weeks, probably until the end of November, just because I'm going to make sure that I get his surgery done correctly. I don't want to shortchange him on that, and I don't want to take any shortcuts on it. So I'm such a sucker. So I'm not really going to be having a whole lot of new things. But what I will be doing for you guys is I will be showing you what I'm painting up, what I've been working on, and getting that all taken care of. And you guys will be able to see, this will kind of force me to have my Saga Warbands done, my In Her Majesty's Name Zulus and Riflemen done. So you guys will be, it's not like I don't have enough to do. I have plenty to do, so I don't really need to go out and buy stuff. I still recommend that you guys go ahead and support your local game shops. I support them as much as possible. If I'm going to go to a game shop just for a day, I don't really go there that often. I'm going to try and spend at least $20 for the time that I'm there, especially if we're playing there for a long time. If we're going to spend more than 2-3 hours there, I'm going to spend a lot more than $20 just to, you know, because they provide air conditioning, they provide us with facilities to go to the bathroom, they let us bring food in, that kind of thing. If it's a shop that I go to regularly, like Comic Quest, I don't mind dropping, you know, more money there at a time than I normally would at another shop. The same thing when I go to Brooker's Hobbies. I don't go to Brooker's that often anymore, but I will drop what I feel is a appropriate amount. And I'm not saying this has to be the rule for everybody, but for my own personal self, if I'm going to go to a game shop and I'm going to utilize their spaces and I'm gonna take up room, I'm going to take up space at a table, I'm going to spend some money there to justify my taking up space, because that's space that another human being could be using potentially that's going to spend that money. And without us spending money in the shops, be it on their online stores, like the Monster's got an excellent online store, but if you're going to spend money at that shop at any way at all, you know, and you're going to take up space there, spend the money there. The shop's not going to be able to provide you with gaming space if you're not spending money to keep them open. And I know everyone's like, oh, but you know, I've seen you get things on the Amazon and the eBay all the time. And that's true. If it's a new game system that I'm not really familiar with, I'm not gonna lie. I got my Anima Tactics, my starter boxes, on Amazon for dirt cheap. But at the same time, when I went to the Mon store at Gateway, when I went to their booth, I made sure that all my Anima Tactics from that point forward were bought at Mon store. So Comic Quest ran out of rule books, so I have to wait for them to get those back in stock. And that's probably the last thing I'm going to buy for gaming for a little bit of a while is my Anima Tactics rulebook. I am going to buy that at CQ, and then I'm going to have to budget myself to buying small things, maybe a mini here or some bases there. And the shops understand, you know, that we as the gaming community go through these spots of hard times, and we have to cut back and budget a little bit better, and that's fine. So I'm selling some stuff on eBay still for that other game I used to play, and I'm basically just, I'm going to put that money towards, if I'm not going to put that money towards the dog, if I can't get a good deal, then I'm going to put that money towards doing something else kind of helpful in the community. Maybe, I don't know, put it towards a charity event or something, just to kind of help my own self out. I don't want to say spiritually, because I'm not really a spiritual guy, but I will say that it'll make me feel a little bit better, especially if I get help out with the dog from some of the doctors that I'm going to go see. I'm in the animal field, so I know a lot of people, so I should be able to get something worked out with somebody to help me out, take care of that, and maybe I won't have to wait until November before I'm gaming again or buying some stuff, but who knows. So I'm kind of on gamer hiatus right now just because of the situation with the dog, and it's not his fault, you know. It happens to dogs. They rupture a knee or something, and then it's up to us, the peoples, to fix it. So that's kind of where I'm at, and I know that everyone goes through their situations, but try to keep continuing to support, even in a small way, guys, even through word of mouth, you know. Try to support the game shop. And yeah, I'll leave you at that. I'm almost at the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to leave you guys with that. You know, keep on gaming, guys, and may the dice always roll in your favor.